What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of the Bad Podcast. Brad and Dawain in here. My brother Brad. What we talking about today, my friend?
Adaptation and evolution. The true
Mm,
distinction that separates those who reach the pinnacle of their ambitions from those who hover at the base is often the ability to adapt and evolve. It is essential to understand that failure and mistakes are not merely setbacks, they are vital components of growth and learning.
I like it, man. Let's get it.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
What it look like, what it be like, what it do, man. Back in here, another episode of the Bad Podcast. Brad and Dawain, your favorite podcast on a Monday morning. Get your day started just right. Man, Brad, so we got a couple of things, man, we're going to take care of up front before we get started. Because I also want to look up a quote, because that quote reminded me of a quote that I posted. But before we get into the actual episode, we want to kind of give you guys an update, man. The goal of this podcast is to motivate, to inspire you there that's listening right now. And Brad said a couple episodes ago, the things and the nuggets you get from these podcasts, man, people pay money for. And we're not asking for money. What we're asking for is you share this podcast. That's actually what the thing that helps us out. Commenting and sharing. So let's put out both of those. So comment on this podcast and sharing the podcast is what do it. And so we ran a small little giveaway last month, and so we liked it. We saw some little traction for that, but we wanted to kind of continue with that, but add a little bit to it for those that are listening. So Brad, I don't know if you want to kind of talk about what the call of action is for the month of July.
Yeah, folks, we're trying to give away some Prep Rep Repeat books. So what do you got to do? Post it on any social media platform. Take a screenshot of that and shoot me an email. So whether it's on your Facebook story, X, your Instagram story, if you want to post an Instagram post, that's fine too. Just take a screenshot of that and email it to me, contact@eager2run.com. And that's the number 2. It has to be a screenshot of your social media post, and then shoot us an email. And even if you want to tag Dawain and I, that'd be great too. We always like to feel the love and hear the love. We're just trying to make some transformation on top of the information here.
Yeah, no, legit. Whether there's several ways to share it. You can screenshot it. You can screenshot your player and post that. You can hit the share button if you're watching on Facebook. On YouTube, you can hit the share button and post it to Facebook. It gives you a straight option. Or if you're listening to it on your podcaster, I know Spotify has a really fluid way to do it. I think Apple's working on that too. You just hit that share button and post it. And once you do that, get it posted, screenshot it, email us, and we'll get you some of those some books, man. We'll select at the end of the month. And we're gonna keep this going, man. We really, we need your help, but then we also like to be able to see what's going on out there, man. So Brad, let me read the quote I had yesterday. And it's funny, this one is another one, but it said hard work doesn't always feel hard. Plan wisely and pace yourself. And that kind of goes with that adaptation and failure, man. So I thought, I was like, man, that kind of reminded me of what I posted yesterday. But yeah, man, let's start to get into this.
Yeah, I love where you went with that. And, I've been saying this quite often recently is, those that fail to plan to fail. But what if you plan to succeed and you still fail? You have to be able to adapt and evolve. Now, I want to use two real life examples. So, you know what Operation Neptune Spear is?
I do not.
Okay, so that's the mission that they took down bin Laden, right? So,
okay.
Yep, Operation Neptune Spear is when they took down bin Laden. And I don't know if you know the story, but I've mentioned it a handful of times in certain lives and such. But they had planned for weeks, if not months, to take down bin Laden. They found out where he was. They devised a plan. But with a plan, you have to have an expectation that the plan will go right. You have to have an expectation that the plan will not align. So you have to prepare. You have to be prepared on top of planning. So Operation Neptune Spear, they had a helicopter, Apache helicopter, fly in, hover over the city, hover over the building that bin Laden was hiding in. You know that sucker crashed. That
Wow.
Apache helicopter went down, crashed, killed the men in the helicopter. And they can't you can't abort the mission, right? Everybody has a mission. Like my mission right now, I'm training for a long distance cycle. I'm going from Jamestown, New York to Orlando, Florida, in the month of May of 2026. Come on now, bricks for kicks. You already know. But I have a plan in place. But so day one, man, I went out there, I crashed my bike. And as much as I am prepared to fall short and as much as I am prepared to have those setbacks, I wasn't prepared to have it on day one, right? But resetting the expectations, like in the back of my mind, I'm still an Iron Man, right? I'm still an
Mhm.
Iron Man. I'm
Mhm.
not. Like that's a part of my past life. And, I mean, I feel like I just graduated high school. I'm rolling up on 20 years this upcoming year. Um, the things of the past, you have to release that and you got to let that go and attach yourself to everything that is. So getting back to the Bin Laden mission, Operation Neptune Spear, they had the mission, right, and the first helicopter went down. So what did they do? Did they abandon mission, abort mission? No, they had a plan in place. They had a second Apache helicopter come in unexpectedly, hover over, dropped all the men. They went in, got them, came out, brought them home to the free land. And the reason that I bring that up is because it's so relatable to fitness and it's so relatable to life, because if you're not able to adapt and evolve, you're gonna die out, you're gonna lose, you're gonna
Yep.
be defeated by something. I know you've had your experiences with adaptability and evolution. Talk to one experience that you've had to pivot and thinking that the plan is going to work out, but being beyond planning. It's that prepared boy.
Yeah, no, I mean, you face it every week, no week goes according to plan, and one of the ones that's reoccurring for me is, if I don't catch that first alarm, man, if I don't wake up on time, then I have to adjust, I have to, okay, because my day is pretty well planned out. I try to, I'm pretty strategic with that part of it. But if I start my workout late, then that means my cardio's later. Then that means my tasks, that the classes got to be straight. So, you
Mhm.
know, I could say, you know what, I'm not working out. I'm gonna lay right here and just start from, pick up where. But no, what I had to do, I adapt, man. I instead of a 1 to 2 minute break between reps, I was like, oh, we circuits today. We're gonna double up. We're gonna move a two machines. That's the adaptability part, man, and just being able to look at that and face that and make that adjustment. In another space, even on bodybuilding prep, when you're in prep, you have this mapped out plan, but then something you eat that make you gassy or make you bloated, and you're like, man, why my weight going in the wrong direction? Like, then
Yep.
you gotta evaluate, and you gotta adjust. So it's in so many different aspects, whether it's fitness or even personal, man. And here, so you did this before and I did it a while ago. Here's a quote that I really meant to quote. Uh, but the first one still applied.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
here's
yeah.
one it was meant to be. But here's the one I read. So this is actually Jimmy V, man, the great Jimmy
Hey, come
V.
on now.
He said, never give up. Failure and rejections are only the first step to succeeding.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so
Mhm.
that's what I was looking for, because in order for you to adapt, something has to go wrong.
Mhm.
And it's almost inevitable that something goes wrong,
Yeah.
or don't go exactly the way you want to. Because
Mm.
even you talked about the Bin Laden mission, even the crew that got there, I'm sure there was something that wasn't all they had to adjust in that moment, whether it was the calm was crackling, or they forgot, something
Yeah.
is always going to happen.
Mhm.
And really, I think that knowing that and expecting that will better prepare you.
Mhm.
And then when it happens, just take a moment. Listen, I know we all do. Like, all right, let me evaluate. Okay, this is where we are. That's what we do. And not to be long-winded,
Yeah.
but one more thing, man, and this is what I tell a lot of people that I learned in management is, I don't know how to play chess, but I understand chess, and I
Mhm.
understand like pieces move a certain way. And I always tell people, like, they're like, why are you not upset? Why are you not all frazzled? Like, I understand how the pieces move. Like,
Mhm.
this person, they're gonna move in an L shape. Okay, that I'm not gonna expect them to go straight across.
Right, right.
So when you set your expectations are realistic, man, when those things happen, hiccups happen,
Mhm.
you can pause. You're like, okay, all right, and I see how you move. Now I'm gonna know how to move next time.
Mhm.
It's just a learning process, man.
Mhm.
But that's what I think about that, man. I really like the adapting thing because that's something I think is a superpower once you kind of
Mhm.
get it under wraps.
Yeah, yeah. Just to speak to the expectation thing. So, like when you start a fitness journey, you have an expectation that you're going to reach the finish line. You're going to accomplish
Hmm.
everything that you want. Like for me, I'm training for. I mean, it's going to be like 200 to 250 miles a day on the bike, and I'm going to try to do it in 5 days. Like I'm trying to get from Jamestown to Orlando in 5 days, which is incredibly difficult in itself. But in the back of my mind, like I have an expectation that I'll be able to do this tomorrow, which is unrealistic, right? I can't do that tomorrow.
Right.
But you have to learn not to panic when you're not properly prepared now, because that day is coming. Like you said, like Jimmy V said, like once you start to fail, like you're getting that much closer. Once it starts to get hard, you're getting that much closer to hitting the target, hitting
Hmm.
the bullseye. And for me, like I said, like I feel as if like my mental strength, I mentally I'm there. Like I think I could do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm just not there. Right. I mean, I'm
Right.
doing 20 miles right now. And 20 miles is like it's okay. It takes me 60 minutes. Like that's a battle right now. But I know that progressively,
Yeah.
sticking to the plan and being prepared for the hiccups. I know I'm going to be prepared. Like I have, I think 10 months. I have 10 months. I use the chat GPT boy saying, hey, this is where I'm at with my physical fitness. This is what I want to accomplish. This is my time frame. What's it going to take to get me prepared? Folks, use your tools, use your
Use
resources.
the
You
tools,
know,
baby.
yeah,
Use them.
I mean, you kind of got me set up with Chat GPT, and so I use it for a handful of things here and there, and I'm using it right now. I'm using
Use
my
the tools.
resources. It says you need 10 months. You need 10 months if this is where you're at in your physical fitness, and this is what it's going to take. So I'm following the plan strategically. Hey, I can do 30 miles physically, mentally. I can do 30 miles, but I'm trusting the process. I know that I got to do 20 miles, not 30 miles. Not
Hmm.
21 miles, not 9. I'm following the process, and that's where a lot of people get mixed up. People want to get to that advanced level. They want to get to expert level. You gotta start at the base. I don't know if
Yeah.
I've ever told you this story, Dwayne, but and again, long-winded here. I'm always long-winded though. So uh, years ago, 2017, 2018, somewhere in there, maybe 2019. My wife and I went to Indonesia. Stop me if I already told the story. But we
Right.
went to this place called the Asian Crater, and it was quite the hike, right?
Hmm.
And so we had just only heard stories of what the top looked like, what it looked like on the inside of the volcano. So you walked and hiked
Ah,
up the top. Have I told this story?
yeah, I think so, but like, go ahead because it might
Yeah,
be some caveat you missed that
yeah.
you didn't do the other time. But I do
Well,
remember going up to the volcano because
yeah.
you're saying people turning around. I remember that.
Yes. Yep. And I'm going to touch on that, but this is not that approach, I guess, or not that angle.
Got it.
So when we are at the bottom, everybody was talking about how beautiful the top was, and people were circling the base of the mountain, circling the base of the mountain, and everybody likes to talk about it, but
Hmm.
very few like to put the mask on and start trekking up the mountain. And
Mm.
and that's where I'm at right now. But you can't get to the top without taking that first step, right? You can't get to the
Yeah.
top without trekking the base of the mountain and getting to that second level, third level. And like I did say, like a lot of people did reach certain heights of that mountain or that volcano and turn right back around. It's all levels, like where
Yeah.
you're at in your physique game. Like you may be circling the base right now. Others in your same category, they may be looking up saying, man, it's so beautiful on top of that stage,
Hmm.
but they never take action. They just
Hmm.
ponder, oh man, what could it be like? What does it feel like to be up there? Well, there's only one way to find out. Like I any speech that I get, any presentation that I get, whether it's a school or a prison or a run club or anything like that, the one thing that remains constant is I may stumble through my words, but I will never ever look back with regret saying, I wish I would have done that, or oh, where would I be if,
Yeah.
so I don't know, man. Fail, 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 fail until you succeed.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And I purposely don't verbalize a lot of my a lot of my dreams. I mean, because I don't want to be like, oh, he's always talking about it, but he
Yeah.
ain't doing it. So a lot of times I keep mine internal until I'm ready to, start making some action. But like you mentioned, there, like, I'm telling you, the guy on the corner, man, he got the best vision, the best stories. He know all the great investments, and
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yeah.
he know how to become a millionaire in 5 weeks, like all the things, man. But it's just, it's all talk, man. There's no action, and there's no steps. And I'm excited. I'm glad you used chat to get that program, because I was gonna say there's no program in place.
Yeah.
You have to put the tools in place. You have to use the tools.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
be afraid of them. And that those things are part of the process. Like, you have to equip yourself. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to, know what you're getting into. Even the great wisest book ever says count the cost. It says, hey, before you do, count the cost, man.
Yeah.
Figure out how much it's going to cost you, whether financially or just physically or mentally or whatever. You have to take a moment and just map it out. And then, like this whole podcast, be ready
Yep.
for the failure. Be ready for the perfect plan.
Mhm.
Be ready to do chat GPT and get the perfect plan. And Monday morning, I'm gonna do it. And then you go outside, you got a flat tire. Like, be ready, man. Be ready, man. Like, that don't mean go back in and lay
Right.
down. That
Yeah.
that means change that tire
Yeah.
and let's
Yeah.
go. You got to be ready for those
Yeah.
pitfalls.
Hashtag flat tire life, man.
I don't want one, man.
No, no, and too, with that preparedness, you first have to prepare for the internal doubt, right? The
Hmm.
internal naysayer that lives inside of your head. And I'm reading the book Untethered Soul right now, and it speaks deeply on that internal doubt. But
Right.
you're going to also face external doubt, and I haven't faced any yet because I haven't told too many people about this endeavor.
Hmm.
I haven't told a handful of people. I mean, the first time you're hearing it, first time a lot of people are hearing it. Like I'm going to raise a bunch of funds. I'm going to collect a bunch of shoes. I'm going to push my physical and mental limits in the month of May in 2026. But I haven't had anybody doubt me until just recently. And I love when
Mm,
somebody doubts me because that's the fuel that I need. Like my
yeah.
dad, I love my dad dearly, but he's my biggest doubter. I've mentioned that a handful of times on this podcast. And it's not because he doesn't think I could do it. My dad thinks I could. My dad thinks I could run a marathon on the moon. Like he really thinks
Yeah.
I could do that. Like he
Yep.
supports me through the end.
Yep.
But he tries to keep me safe, and
Yep.
and 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 I don't like playing things too safe. Like obviously, I take a safety approach to everything that I do, but I
Hmm.
don't play anything too safe because when you play it safe, man, the reward is minimal.
Hmm.
So I had a friend and he said, I don't think you could do it. I was like, thank you. I've been waiting for this. I needed this. And that's just a shift
uh,
in mindset. Everything that we do is all about mindset, right? So
hmm.
most people, what they do is as soon as somebody comes into their lives, right, and
Hmm.
punctures that mental toughness and says you can't. Most people give in to that. Most people surrender and say, "Golly, they might be right." No, 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 no. Yeah, buckle up, double down, and make things happen. Like I was waiting for somebody. That's why I fell, man. I was getting complacent and comfortable out there on that bike, and finally somebody told me I couldn't do it. So buckle up, Orlando, Florida. I'm coming to you May 2026.
Okay.
Bicycle in
Okay.
hand, a bunch of shoes, bunch of money, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a bunch of shoes on kids' feet here in America. 65%, dude. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'll pass the ball over. 65% of American kids don't have adequate footwear. That's a lot
Hmm.
of kids, man. I don't know the
Hmm.
exact number of kids we have here in our country, but 65% don't have proper footwear. Like that's ridiculous. So I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to transition into our step jam. We're going to be in New Jersey this weekend. It's final of the week. It's the Monday of the week, baby, and
Whoop
we're
whoop.
excited. We're bringing the energy. We're bringing the super soakers, the squirt guns, the alacrity. We're just really amped up to come to New Jersey, where some of our favorite clients and family are.
Nah, man. You said it there, brother. You said it there. Only thing I was gonna add was I remember shout out to RIP, shout out to the late great Black Mamba,
Mhm.
Kobe.
Yep.
Kobe said that he used to look in the crowd and find someone hating on him. He would look
Thank
up
you.
the whole time, find somebody that has a, Kobe sucks,
Mhm.
whatever. He's like,
Mhm.
oh, there it is.
Yep.
And that would be that was his thing. He was ready then. Like
The
he had
greats
to
do
have
it.
that. Yeah, man.
You
Yeah,
you've
they
watched,
make up stories.
yeah, you've watched The Last Dance. I think we mentioned this on the podcast where Michael would say, "Oh, they're staring at me. They're
Mm-hmm.
saying something about me," and you'd use that as fuel. Tom Brady mentioned something along those same lines, like use that as fuel, man. When somebody
Mm-hmm.
doubts you, yes, thank you. I needed this. I appreciate the support because that doubt that they try to infuse you with, man, that ain't nothing but fuel, baby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, man. That's what he did. That's what he did. I remember even Shaq. Shaq did it with David Robinson. Like he made it this whole
Mhm.
thing where David Robinson wouldn't give him an autograph. And because David Robinson was
Oh,
the admiral, like they
beast.
come to the centers, and so he was handling he was handling Patrick Ewing, he was handling Elijah Wan pretty decent,
Yeah.
but David Robinson was giving the work, man, until he came up with that narrative of David Robinson didn't sign his autograph, and they asked David, this is like, man, I have no idea what he's talking about. But it's that mentality, man. So shout out to the naysayers and,
Yeah.
and and the folks that are
Thank you.
giving us fuel. If you're listening to this podcast,
Mhm.
somebody's fueling you with
Mhm.
their naysayerness
Yep.
and
Yep.
their negative comment and their negative feedback, and
Mhm.
you don't internalize it. You use it as fuel, put it in the gas tank,
Yep.
and push on, man. So
Yep.
that's it right there, Brad.
Yeah. Hey, one last thing I want to say,
Please do.
and the boss man just mentioned this the other day. So not everybody can relate to sports, but a lot of people that are on social media know who Mr. Beast is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was an Instagram post that I think Jeff actually shared, and I looked at it, and there was like 8 different slides of how much of an impact Mr. Beast has made throughout the world. Man, he's cleaned up oceans, he's put shoes on kids' feet, he's donated millions of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and still people are hating on Mr. Beast. Why do people hate on people that are so tied into philanthropy and giving back and just doing good? Well, it's because others, you have this sense of jealousy and envy, like I want to be like that. But instead of saying I want to join forces, we just throw
Mm-hmm.
shade. Like I
Yep.
I don't know if I'll
Easier.
ever. All day easier, all day easier. It's hard to support somebody that's winning because if you're not winning to that level, it's hard to get on that level, or at least pretend to be on that level so you can feel and sense that level. And Mr. Beast is at a whole different level. They just named him the best YouTuber of all time, like
Oh
rightfully
yeah.
so. But he's given back millions of dollars and just done so much philanthropy work. And I don't know if I'll ever meet him. I don't know if we'll ever meet him, but he is in Charlotte.
Oh,
His
I
his
know.
compound's in Charlotte or in North
Yep.
Carolina at least. Um,
Mhm.
I'd love to do something run related to him. So if anybody has any ties to Mr. Beast, I know
Right.
it's a long shot. It's an Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary, but he's like 3 for
Right.
30, so that's pretty good odds.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
That
yeah. So
is Mr. Beast.
yeah.
So, yeah, Mr. Beast, holla at
Shout
us.
shout out to the naysayers, man. I love that. I salute, if you will, to the naysayers. We need you in our lives because you are the fuel. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Let's get it. A little
That
Metallica
is
for
funny,
us on
man.
a Monday morning.
Yeah, man, nothing wrong with starting that way. Ain't nothing wrong with starting the day that way, brother.
Yeah,
All right, man. So let's get out of here. The
yes, sir.
call to action, you guys already know.
Hmm.
To that message, post on your socials, send us that message, and we should be good to go.
Yeah,
All right, y'all. Till next
yeah.
time, we're out of